For decades, Balmoral Castle represented something far more powerful than a royal residence hidden within the Scottish Highlands. Balmoral became the emotional center of the royal family, the one place where Queen Elizabeth II could quietly escape the relentless pressure of monarchy, royal protocol, and the suffocating expectations attached to the crown. Yet according to growing royal speculation, one deeply personal decision connected to Balmoral may have exposed a silent power struggle unfolding behind palace walls, and the center of that controversy reportedly involved Prince William, Queen Camilla, and Lady Louise Windsor in ways that shocked even experienced royal insiders. Because when reports surfaced claiming that Lady Louise Windsor had been entrusted with one of Queen Elizabeth II's most cherished private properties connected to Balmoral, many royal watchers immediately focused on one explosive detail that raised uncomfortable questions inside Buckingham Palace. Why would Queen Elizabeth II reportedly choose Lady Louise Windsor over senior members of the royal family, including Queen Camilla herself? And why were palace insiders suddenly whispering that Prince William had quietly supported the decision while distancing Queen Camilla from the conversation entirely? And perhaps even more importantly, what does this reveal about the future monarchy? Prince William, the future king, appears determined to build behind the scenes. Before we go further, tell us what you think about this growing royal controversy surrounding Balmoral, Lady Louise Windsor, and Prince William. Do you believe Queen Elizabeth II intentionally sent a message through her private inheritance decisions? Or do you think palace insiders are reading too deeply into a personal family matter? Share your thoughts below, and if you enjoy royal family investigations that go beyond the headlines, subscribe to the channel because the deeper this story becomes, the more complicated the future of the monarchy appears to be. To understand why this situation has created such intense royal speculation, it is important to understand what Balmoral truly meant to Queen Elizabeth II. While Buckingham Palace symbolized duty, state power, and public performance, Balmoral symbolized something entirely different. Balmoral represented emotional safety. Prince Philip, family traditions, private laughter, long walks through the Scottish countryside, and moments where Queen Elizabeth II reportedly felt less like a monarch and more like a mother, grandmother, and wife. That distinction matters because royal insiders have long argued that Queen Elizabeth II separated official monarchy from private loyalty more carefully than almost anyone inside the institution. And according to multiple royal commentators, that private loyalty may explain why Lady Louise Windsor occupied such a uniquely trusted position in Queen Elizabeth II's later years. Unlike Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, whose relationship with the royal family became increasingly public and controversial, Lady Louise Windsor largely avoided media drama entirely. Unlike some younger royals who became symbols of celebrity culture surrounding the monarchy, Lady Louise Windsor maintained an unusually quiet image that reportedly reminded Queen Elizabeth II of an earlier royal generation built around discretion, restraint, and stability. Royal observers often noticed that Queen Elizabeth II appeared especially relaxed around Lady Louise Windsor during Balmoral gatherings, carriage-driving events, and private family moments connected to Prince Philip's legacy. But this is where the story becomes far more politically sensitive for the monarchy itself. Because according to palace speculation, Prince William reportedly views figures like Lady Louise Windsor very differently from how previous generations viewed extended royals. Prince William, the future king, has made little secret of his intention to create a smaller, more controlled monarchy focused around a limited circle of working royals. After years of damaging scandals involving Prince Andrew, ongoing tensions connected to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, and growing public criticism over royal spending, Prince William reportedly believes the institution can no longer survive with an oversized royal structure dependent on public funding and symbolic titles alone. That modern royal strategy may explain why palace insiders believe Prince William quietly approved of Queen Elizabeth II's reported closeness with Lady Louise Windsor while simultaneously resisting pressure to expand official royal roles within the family itself. Because although Lady Louise Windsor carries enormous public goodwill, Prince William reportedly prefers younger royals who represent stability without becoming permanent institutional burdens attached to the monarchy. In other words, Prince William may admire Lady Louise Windsor personally while still refusing to expand the future royal payroll or enlarge the working royal circle once King Charles III eventually passes the crown to Prince William. And that raises another uncomfortable question inside Buckingham Palace. If Prince William truly plans to reduce the monarchy down to a smaller inner circle centered around Catherine, Princess of Wales, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and a tightly controlled royal structure, where exactly does that leave figures like Lady Louise Windsor, James, Earl of Wessex, and even Queen Camilla herself as the balance of royal influence slowly begins to shift toward the next generation? Because according to growing royal speculation, the real story here may not simply be about inheritance at Balmoral. The real story may involve the quiet emergence of Prince William's monarchy long before Prince William officially becomes king, and what happens next could completely reshape the future of the royal family. The deeper Prince William moves into the center of royal power, the more one uncomfortable reality seems impossible for Buckingham Palace to ignore. King Charles III may still wear the crown, but many royal observers now believe Prince William, the future king, is already shaping the monarchy according to his own vision, and that quiet transformation appears to be affecting everyone around him, from Queen Camilla to Lady Louise Windsor and even Prince Harry himself. What makes this situation especially fascinating is that Prince William's approach looks completely different from the royal system Queen Elizabeth II spent decades protecting. Queen Elizabeth II believed stability came from continuity, tradition, and maintaining a broad royal structure capable of surviving crises across generations. Prince William, however, reportedly sees survival through reduction, discipline, and control. And according to palace insiders, that philosophical difference is beginning to create subtle tensions behind closed doors, particularly regarding who deserves long-term influence inside the royal family and who may eventually find themselves quietly sidelined. Because while King Charles III continues speaking publicly about a modern monarchy, Prince William appears focused on something even more aggressive, a monarchy stripped down to its strongest and most trusted figures, centered almost entirely around Catherine, Princess of Wales, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis as the next visible royal generation. That strategy may sound practical on paper, but inside the royal family, every reduction creates emotional consequences, especially for younger royals who grew up believing their place inside the institution was secure. And this is exactly where Lady Louise Windsor becomes such an important symbolic figure in the story. Unlike Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, whose departure from royal duties became explosive and public, Lady Louise Windsor represents something far quieter and therefore far more emotionally complicated for the monarchy. Lady Louise Windsor never rebelled against the institution. Lady Louise Windsor never criticized Buckingham Palace publicly. Lady Louise Windsor never attempted to monetize royal status or create conflict around royal titles. Instead, Lady Louise Windsor simply chose privacy, independence, and distance from the royal spotlight. And according to some royal commentators, that quiet rejection may actually worry Prince William more than open rebellion ever could. Because if even stable, respected younger royals no longer desire permanent royal life, what does that reveal about the future sustainability of the monarchy itself? Royal insiders reportedly believe Prince William once hoped Lady Louise Windsor could eventually help strengthen the public image of a younger royal generation, particularly because Lady Louise Windsor carried many qualities the public still deeply associates with Queen Elizabeth II: calmness, discipline, modesty, and emotional restraint. In many ways, Lady Louise Windsor represented the kind of royal figure Buckingham Palace traditionally trusted to rebuild public confidence during uncertain periods. Yet instead of embracing greater royal visibility, Lady Louise Windsor reportedly chose a future focused on education, personal freedom, and private ambition beyond palace walls. And that decision may have quietly shifted enormous pressure onto James, Earl of Wessex. Because according to growing royal speculation, James now faces the exact dilemma Prince Harry once struggled with inside the monarchy, although under very different circumstances. Prince Harry fought against the emotional burden of being the spare inside a highly public royal hierarchy. James, however, faces something potentially more confusing: uncertainty about whether the monarchy even wants additional working royals anymore. Imagine growing up inside one of the most famous institutions on Earth while simultaneously receiving signals that your future role may never fully exist. That contradiction reportedly sits at the heart of Prince William's modernization strategy. And while Prince William supporters praise the future king for protecting the monarchy from financial criticism and institutional overload, critics inside royal circles reportedly fear Prince William may be creating a dangerously fragile royal structure dependent on too few people carrying too much responsibility. After all, recent years have already exposed how vulnerable the royal family can become when major figures suddenly disappear from public duties. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle stepped away entirely. Prince Andrew became politically untouchable after scandal destroyed public trust. King Charles III's health concerns triggered fresh anxiety about succession pressures. Catherine, Princess of Wales, temporarily stepping back from public appearances caused massive international speculation across social media and global news outlets. Suddenly, Buckingham Palace looked far less stable than it once appeared during Queen Elizabeth II's reign. And this is where the emotional weight surrounding Balmoral and Queen Elizabeth II's reported inheritance choices becomes so powerful. Because many royal observers believe Queen Elizabeth II understood something Prince William is still trying to solve. Monarchy does not survive through efficiency alone. Monarchy survives through emotional continuity, family symbolism, and public trust built across generations. That may explain why Queen Elizabeth II reportedly valued figures like Lady Louise Windsor so deeply. Lady Louise Windsor reminded Queen Elizabeth II of a quieter royal identity that existed before celebrity culture consumed large parts of modern monarchy. But at the same time, Prince William appears convinced the institution cannot survive unless difficult decisions are made now, even if those decisions create tension within the family itself. So the question becomes impossible to ignore. Is Prince William successfully protecting the future monarchy from collapse? Or is Prince William unintentionally creating an institution so small, controlled, and emotionally distant that future generations may struggle to connect with it altogether? And perhaps even more importantly, if Queen Elizabeth II truly wanted Lady Louise Windsor connected to Balmoral as part of her private legacy, was the late Queen quietly trying to preserve an older royal philosophy before Prince William's modern monarchy permanently changes everything? Because what happens next inside Buckingham Palace may not simply determine the future roles of Lady Louise Windsor and James, Earl of Wessex. What happens next may determine what kind of royal family survives after King Charles III, and whether Prince William's vision ultimately strengthens the crown or leaves the monarchy more isolated than ever before. What makes the situation surrounding Prince William, Lady Louise Windsor, and the future monarchy even more emotionally charged is the growing belief among royal insiders that Buckingham Palace is entering one of the most fragile transitional periods since the death of Princess Diana. On the surface, the royal family continues projecting unity through public appearances, carefully managed ceremonies, and controlled media messaging surrounding King Charles III and Catherine, Princess of Wales. Yet behind palace walls, reports suggest a much more complicated struggle is unfolding, one centered around loyalty, relevance, inheritance, and the uncomfortable reality that the monarchy may no longer have enough trusted figures to sustain itself in the way Queen Elizabeth II once envisioned. And according to several royal commentators, Prince William understands that danger more clearly than almost anyone else inside the institution. Because unlike previous generations who inherited a monarchy still protected by distance, tradition, and unquestioned public respect, Prince William inherited something far more unstable. Prince William inherited a royal family permanently transformed by modern media, online scrutiny, global celebrity culture, and years of deeply personal scandals involving Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, Prince Andrew, and internal divisions that became impossible to hide from public view. Every decision Prince William now makes is analyzed not only as family business, but as a sign of what kind of king Prince William intends to become once King Charles III's reign eventually comes to an end. That pressure may explain why Prince William reportedly approaches royal restructuring with such intensity. According to palace speculation, Prince William no longer sees monarchy as an untouchable institution protected by tradition alone. Prince William reportedly views monarchy as something that must constantly justify its existence to the public through discipline, visibility, efficiency, and emotional credibility. And within that strategy, figures like Lady Louise Windsor suddenly become politically significant, not because Lady Louise Windsor actively seeks power, but because Lady Louise Windsor represents the exact type of royal image the public still tends to trust: calm, modest, scandal-free, and disconnected from celebrity-style royal drama. Ironically, that same quality may also explain why Lady Louise Windsor appears reluctant to become deeply absorbed into frontline royal life. Because unlike Prince William, Catherine, Princess of Wales, or even Prince Harry during earlier years, Lady Louise Windsor experienced something unusual within the royal family. Lady Louise Windsor experienced relative normalcy. Prince Edward and Duchess Sophie intentionally protected Lady Louise Windsor and James, Earl of Wessex, from the constant media machinery surrounding Buckingham Palace. While Prince William and Prince Harry spent much of their youth under relentless global attention, Lady Louise Windsor reportedly grew up with far more privacy, fewer institutional expectations, and greater emotional distance from the pressures that often consume senior royals. And that difference matters more than many people realize. Because according to royal insiders, once someone experiences life outside the full machinery of monarchy, returning permanently into that system becomes emotionally difficult. Royal life may appear glamorous from a distance, but palace insiders have repeatedly described the institution as emotionally restrictive, psychologically exhausting, and deeply isolating for younger royals expected to sacrifice personal freedom for public duty. Prince Harry openly described those struggles after stepping away from royal responsibilities alongside Meghan Markle. Yet what makes Lady Louise Windsor's situation more fascinating is that Lady Louise Windsor never publicly rebelled against the monarchy at all. Instead, Lady Louise Windsor quietly stepped sideways from it, which may ultimately send an even stronger message about how younger generations truly view royal life behind the scenes. And this is where Prince William's long-term strategy becomes increasingly complicated. Because although Prince William reportedly wants a smaller monarchy built around a focus group of senior royals, reality may eventually force Prince William to reconsider just how small that institution can realistically become before public exhaustion and institutional burnout begin threatening the stability of the crown itself. Already, royal engagements remain heavily dependent on aging senior figures like Princess Anne and Queen Camilla, while Catherine, Princess of Wales, continues carrying enormous public expectations as the future queen. If additional younger royals continue choosing privacy over duty, Buckingham Palace could eventually face a situation where too few trusted figures remain available to maintain the monarchy's national and international presence. And some believe Queen Elizabeth II quietly understood that risk before anyone else. Which may explain why Queen Elizabeth II reportedly maintained such deep affection toward Lady Louise Windsor during her final years at Balmoral. According to royal observers, Queen Elizabeth II valued not only Lady Louise Windsor's calm personality, but also the emotional stability Lady Louise Windsor brought into private family life during increasingly turbulent years for the monarchy. Between Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's royal exit, Prince Andrew's scandals, growing media hostility, and concerns surrounding King Charles III's transition to the throne, Queen Elizabeth II reportedly relied more heavily on quiet family figures who brought consistency rather than controversy. So when reports emerged suggesting Queen Elizabeth II wanted Lady Louise Windsor connected to one of the monarch's most emotionally significant Balmoral properties, many insiders viewed the decision as deeply symbolic rather than merely financial. Because in royal families, private inheritances often reveal emotional truths public ceremonies carefully hide. And according to growing speculation, the deeper story may not simply involve property at Balmoral, but Queen Elizabeth II's final attempt to preserve certain values inside a monarchy rapidly transforming under Prince William's future vision. And the closer Prince William moves toward the throne, the more one question continues haunting royal observers everywhere. Can Prince William successfully modernize the monarchy without losing the emotional warmth, family continuity, and quiet humanity that once made Queen Elizabeth II such a stabilizing figure for the royal family and the world? As Prince William continues quietly preparing for the future crown, one reality inside Buckingham Palace appears to be growing more uncomfortable with every passing month. The monarchy may publicly present itself as stable, united, and carefully organized under King Charles III, but behind the scenes, reports increasingly suggest that senior royals are privately worried about something far more serious: the emotional exhaustion slowly building inside the institution itself. Because while royal traditions remain powerful symbols to the outside world, the people expected to carry those traditions into the future are facing pressures unlike anything previous generations experienced. And according to many royal observers, Catherine, Princess of Wales, now stands directly at the center of that growing pressure. For years, Kate Middleton has been viewed as the monarchy's great stabilizing force, the royal figure capable of reconnecting the institution to ordinary people through calmness, discipline, and emotional intelligence that strongly reminded many of Queen Elizabeth II. Unlike the turbulence surrounding Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, or the controversies connected to Prince Andrew, Catherine, Princess of Wales became the public image of continuity the monarchy desperately needed during uncertain times. Yet palace insiders have repeatedly hinted that the enormous expectations placed upon Catherine, Princess of Wales, may also reveal how dependent the modern monarchy has quietly become on only a handful of trusted individuals. And that dependence is exactly what makes Prince William's reported plans for a slimmed-down monarchy so risky. Because although Prince William believes reducing the size of the royal family could strengthen public trust and improve institutional efficiency, critics argue that concentrating responsibility onto fewer royals may eventually create emotional burnout, internal isolation, and long-term instability for the future king himself. Royal life is not simply a matter of appearances, ceremonies, and balcony photographs. Royal life involves constant travel, relentless media scrutiny, political sensitivity, security restrictions, public criticism, and the permanent sacrifice of personal privacy. Even Queen Elizabeth II, despite her legendary discipline, reportedly relied heavily on trusted family figures throughout difficult periods of her reign. And this is where the growing fascination surrounding Lady Louise Windsor becomes impossible to ignore. Because while Lady Louise Windsor remains outside the frontline structure of senior working royals, Lady Louise Windsor increasingly represents something many members of the public feel the monarchy is slowly losing: authenticity without performance. Unlike modern celebrity culture attached to certain royal figures, Lady Louise Windsor has maintained an image shaped almost entirely by restraint, modesty, and emotional normalcy. Royal commentators frequently point out that Lady Louise Windsor never appeared interested in competing for attention inside the royal hierarchy, which ironically may be why Queen Elizabeth II reportedly felt such deep personal affection toward Lady Louise Windsor during the monarch's later years. Some insiders even believe Queen Elizabeth II saw elements of her younger self reflected in Lady Louise Windsor's personality. Not necessarily in terms of royal destiny, but in temperament. Quiet patience, emotional control, respect for tradition without hunger for visibility. Those qualities reportedly mattered enormously to Queen Elizabeth II at a time when the monarchy was increasingly consumed by public conflict surrounding Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and constant media speculation about division inside Buckingham Palace. During those turbulent years, figures like Lady Louise Windsor and James, Earl of Wessex, reportedly offered Queen Elizabeth II a rare sense of emotional calm away from institutional chaos. And according to royal speculation, Prince William understands the public value of that image very clearly. Which may explain why Prince William reportedly maintains strong personal respect for Lady Louise Windsor while simultaneously resisting the expansion of additional working royal roles. Prince William appears to admire stability, discipline, and loyalty. But Prince William also seems determined to avoid recreating the oversized royal structure that critics once accused of draining public resources without clear purpose. In Prince William's vision, every visible royal figure must justify their position through measurable contribution, public credibility, and long-term institutional value. Yet that strategy creates another major dilemma the monarchy may soon struggle to solve. Because if younger royals like Lady Louise Windsor continue choosing private lives over permanent royal duty, Prince William may eventually face a severe shortage of trusted family members capable of supporting the crown during future crises. Princess and cannot carry major workloads forever. King Charles III's reign already faces increasing public scrutiny regarding age and health concerns. Catherine, Princess of Wales, remains enormously popular, but even Catherine cannot absorb endless institutional pressure alone beside Prince William indefinitely. And after the departure of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the monarchy lost two globally recognizable figures who once represented part of the institution's younger future. That absence still hangs heavily over Buckingham Palace, no matter how carefully royal officials attempt to move forward publicly. Because despite ongoing tensions between Prince William and Prince Harry, many royal observers privately acknowledge that Prince Harry's departure created more than emotional damage inside the royal family. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's exit also exposed how vulnerable the monarchy becomes when younger generations reject the institution itself. Suddenly, the royal family no longer appeared untouchable. The illusion of permanent loyalty fractured in full public view. And now, according to some royal commentators, Buckingham Palace fears a quieter version of that same problem emerging again through younger royals who simply choose ordinary lives instead of royal duty. Which brings the story back to Balmoral, Queen Elizabeth II, and the symbolic importance of Lady Louise Windsor within the monarchy's emotional future. Because perhaps Queen Elizabeth II understood something Prince William is still trying to balance. That monarchy survives not only through discipline and modernization, but through emotional connection, family trust, and royal figures who feel human enough for the public to believe in them during uncertain times. And if Prince William's future monarchy becomes too controlled, too reduced, and too strategically calculated, some royal insiders now wonder whether the institution could eventually lose the very warmth and emotional continuity that once made Queen Elizabeth II such a globally respected symbol for more than 70 years. And perhaps that is the deepest irony surrounding Prince William, Lady Louise Windsor, Queen Camilla, and the future of the royal family. At the very moment Prince William appears determined to modernize the monarchy into a smaller, sharper, and more controlled institution, the emotional legacy left behind by Queen Elizabeth II continues, reminding the world that monarchy has never survived through structure alone. The crown survives because people emotionally connect themselves to the family carrying it, and once that emotional connection weakens, even centuries of royal tradition can suddenly begin to feel distant and fragile. That may explain why stories connected to Balmoral continue generating such enormous fascination across the world. Balmoral was never simply a Scottish estate owned by the monarchy. Balmoral represented the emotional center of Queen Elizabeth II's private world, the one place where public performance reportedly faded and personal relationships mattered more than royal titles or palace hierarchy. So when reports emerged suggesting that Lady Louise Windsor received such meaningful trust from Queen Elizabeth II while Queen Camilla remained absent from that deeply personal legacy, royal observers immediately sense something much larger unfolding beneath the surface. Because whether palace officials admit it publicly or not, private inheritance decisions inside the royal family often reveal emotional truths official ceremonies are designed to conceal. And according to growing royal speculation, Queen Elizabeth II may have quietly spent her final years deciding which members of the royal family truly represented the values she believed should survive into the monarchy's future. Loyalty, stability, discretion, emotional restraint, quiet duty without constant public performance. Many royal commentators believe Lady Louise Windsor naturally embodied those qualities, which may explain why Queen Elizabeth II reportedly felt such unusual warmth toward Lady Louise Windsor during the later Balmoral years. But at the same time, Prince William appears to be building a monarchy based on an entirely different reality, one shaped not by nostalgia, but by survival. Prince William, the future king, reportedly understands that public patience toward royal privilege has changed dramatically in the modern era. Social media scrutiny, financial criticism, celebrity culture, and constant international attention have permanently transformed how the monarchy is judged. Prince William likely knows that future kings will no longer be protected by silence in the way earlier generations once were. Every royal decision now becomes instant global debate. Every family disagreement becomes international content. Every emotional fracture inside Buckingham Palace becomes public speculation within hours. And perhaps that is why Prince William appears so determined to tighten control before eventually inheriting the throne. Yet the closer Prince William moves toward that future, the larger another question becomes. Can the monarchy truly remain emotionally relatable if too many younger royals quietly choose private lives over royal duty? Because while Prince William focuses on efficiency and modernization, figures like Lady Louise Windsor and James, Earl of Wessex, represent another growing reality inside the royal family. Younger generations increasingly understand the emotional cost attached to permanent royal life. Unlike earlier eras when royal identity was accepted almost automatically, younger royals today appear far more aware of what they may lose in exchange for titles, visibility, and institutional responsibility. Freedom, privacy, personal identity, emotional peace. And after everything the world witnessed involving Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, many people now believe younger royals may privately question whether life inside the monarchy is worth the sacrifice at all. That possibility creates enormous uncertainty for the future crown Prince William will eventually inherit. Because even though Catherine, Princess of Wales, remains one of the monarchy's strongest and most admired figures, no institution can survive forever relying on only a small handful of exhausted senior royals carrying endless public expectations. Sooner or later, Prince William may need trusted younger figures willing to stand beside the future king. And right now, it remains unclear whether the next generation truly wants those roles anymore. Which brings this entire story back to Queen Elizabeth II, and the quiet message many believe still lingers behind the walls of Balmoral Castle. Perhaps Queen Elizabeth II understood that monarchy cannot survive through authority alone. Perhaps Queen Elizabeth II knew the institution also depends on emotional loyalty, trusted family bonds, and royal figures who still feel human beneath the weight of the crown. And perhaps Lady Louise Windsor represented a reminder of that older royal philosophy at a moment when the monarchy itself appears to be changing faster than ever before. But now we want to hear from you. Do you believe Prince William's vision for a smaller monarchy will ultimately protect the royal family? Or do you think Buckingham Palace risks losing the emotional connection that once made Queen Elizabeth II such a respected global symbol for generations? And do you think Lady Louise Windsor made the right decision by choosing a quieter path away from frontline royal life? Share your thoughts in the comments below, because this conversation surrounding Prince William, King Charles III, Catherine, Princess of Wales, Queen Camilla, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and the future monarchy is only becoming more intense with every passing month. And if you enjoyed this deep royal investigation into the hidden tensions shaping Buckingham Palace behind the scenes, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and stay with us for more exclusive royal family stories, palace insider analysis, succession drama, and the latest developments surrounding Prince William and the future of the British monarchy.